have okay service. I know the service out here is not the best, but I'm really hoping that I'm close enough to the Wi-Fi to where it's realistic to hear me. Okay, so I tried to reuse the last few packs of hair that I had from the last time I braided my hair, and it didn't work out, and I'm slightly sad about it. This is the first time I've ever attempted to braid my hair, and it didn't work out, and I feel stuck as fuck right now, cause I should take it out. I should take it out for sure, but I'm not going to take it out. What up, Elizabeth? What up, Connie? What up, Mish? What up, Cranberry? But yeah, no, I probably am gonna take it out, bitch. I'm probably fucking lying, but I wanted to do really thick, big braids, but bitch, the way that I don't have it. I just don't have it to finish it. I feel like I need to redo some of them. Some of them were slipping. My plan was to make them OD gigantic. I was really going for a fairy vibe, but it just didn't work out. A couple of them were slipping. I didn't know how to do the front. I started just really doubting myself. So, and I know someone's gonna be like, "Bitch, that's all you did a lot." No, I really did, but the back looks crazy as fuck. Cause I did really chunky ones in the back, and I didn't really think about how that was gonna look when I put my hair up, and I started feeling back there, and just based off the feel, I don't even need to see it. I already know it's not good. So I'm gonna cut it. I'm sad, but if I'm being super honest, I really just don't know what I want my hair to look like right now. And I feel like my thought process was, let me just, And for anyone out there who thinks this is a lot of hair that I used, this is 3 packs. Not even a full 3 packs. The hair that I bought was really cheap, and it's I want to say 50-inch hair, and it came in each pack is 2 bundles of hair. So this was almost 6 bundles of hair. And I'm not mad at how the braids came out. It's the parting and the placement. I just did them really thick. And so it's low key giving bald. It's giving you have a lot of braids, but you're bald. And I'm I'm gonna just cut them out. Listen, the amount of work I would need to do to get the perimeter right, I feel like that's gonna take a whole pack. I'm down to 4 packs and a half. I can't afford another mistake. That's really where I'm at. It's for me to fix this, it's gonna take a pack. Then I'm gonna have to fix the back. That's gonna be another pack. I might I might be able to figure it out, but I can't call it for sure. That's why I'm just you know what? We're about to just cut it all off. Because if I'm being honest with you, bitch, I really don't even want OD long hair anymore. I'm really over it. I feel like I really want shoulder length, chunky, thick, locks, like a faux lock situation. I feel like that's really where I'm at. I feel like I don't want super long hair because, bitch, honestly, I was playing games. I don't even know if it's still showing. Yeah, bitch, I was stirring something in the pot, and the end got caught in the fire in the fucking stove. So that right there, and honestly, I put it out, but I literally was like, not me about to be catching on fire. It's just not realistic no more. I'm not her. I'm not her, babe. I'm not her. I feel like she could do that. I'm not. I want them up here. Honestly, my style inspo right now is Cleo from Set It Off. So I just feel like these braids are just I put them in, and I just start looking at myself yeah, we not even giving that femme, bitch. We're not even in our season of femme like that. We're in our season of strong stud. Not stud. Let me stop, because that's actually. I feel like I seen somebody today talking about they seen white studs, but they never seen non-black studs, and it's stud is literally a black queer term. So we gotta put that out there. But I feel like I was trying to give Butch. Right, we do love Cleo. We do love Cleo. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give Set It Off. At this moment, I'm giving. Again, I love how the braids came out thick as fuck. In the future, when I finally get one tone of hair, that's another thing. When I get one tone of hair again, Cause I got three tones in my head right now, and it's pissing me off, and it's making me feel low self esteem, bitch. Like honestly, like I feel like I've been really loving my hair journey, and I'm at a point where I feel like, yeah, I fucked up drag. Like my whole shit is fucked up, all because I couldn't wait for the shit to finish processing. Cause my goofy ass, I'm over here thinking this shit done processed enough. It didn't. It was just tingling on my head, and so I took the shit out early, and so now I got three different colors in my fucking head right now, and there's no way to correct it till fucking June, or else I'm gonna be bald. So it's like I could try to correct it and become bald, or I could look a mess for months. Ah! You hear my situation. You hear what I'm going through. Like I'm this close to doing a fucking big chop, bitch. That's how bad it is. I'm about to do a big chop because I don't want to do wigs. I'm off wigs right now, so all I got is a protective. You know what's funny? The video when I was talking about, I watched one of my videos from a while ago. The one that says Aquarius season is seasoning, or Aquarius season is, I think it's like Aquarius season is Aquarius seasoning. Um, I literally, baby, I swear to God, me and that lady didn't go through the same thing, but I literally felt like we definitely were saying the same thing. Like, there's such a desire to be loved that will be in certain situations or be around certain people, and we're tolerating and we're being tolerated. Okay. All right. Listen, we're not going to tell me to shut up. We putting you in a little timeout for about 5 minutes. And maybe when you come back, you'll be, you know, listen, I'm gonna give them another chance to come back. You never know. Like you really never know. Some people they might have not been talking to me, babe. I don't know them. I don't know her. But yeah, no. As far as Risa, and I feel like people are asking me about this person, mainly because they're a fat black femme who is being very candid about getting played out by a man. And I feel like I've already said this before, but I'll say it again. We live in a world that says don't get played. We don't live in a world that says don't play people. We live in a world that says, oh, you're dumb. We live in a world that says, oh, well, that happened because you're just not smart. Even Charlemagne said that she went through this because she has a big back. Hey, Miss Rich Beauty, but like, babe, the takes have just been really sad, but I feel like they've been honest. Like, this is what people think about fat women, and I feel like we all need to listen, especially if you're not a fat woman. This is what fat women go through, but more specifically, fat black women, because we don't want to take away from the fact that Risa is a black woman who is fat, who has broken silence about what happened to her. And it's frustrating because sure, like there's lots of moments in her story where she's like, oh, I could have, like I feel like she takes accountability throughout the entire thing, but there's still a vibe of like, well, you're fat, so why would a man do anything for you? I did see that, and it made me sad because it's like, damn, it's a lot of men operating like that, and it's a lot of women holding that as the reality. And so I'm not gonna say that anybody out there is wrong for thinking men think like that, because we see it. But with that being said, it's not right. Not the roll up is ASMR. I love to hear that. I do be getting worried, bitch, because I know I be sniffling and snorting and cackling and all types of stuff. Like sometimes I watch back my videos and I'm like, ooh, get a lozenge. Get a napkin. Like, I'd be like, you know what I mean? Blow your nose. But I appreciate genuinely, you know what I mean? I'm always trying to, make it seamless. Keep the audio. We got the birds. We got the birds in the studio. You said a scammer gonna scam, indeed. Um, these nuts can stay. No, the fat phobes are going off. Productions, baby. I'm grateful for you saying that because she is not a deep dark skinned black woman. What up, Marlene? She is not. You're right. She is. She is a Perhaps someone would say she's a medium tone, uh, brown, acceptable brown, person. Um, damn, I'm so grateful you brought that up, because I've been like, I don't want to derail too much from Risa. We'll go back to talking about Risa for sure, but she could have been more nosy for sure. Thank you so much for noticing my lips. They're quite ashy, but I'm back here. Actually, bitch. Actually, bitch. I could literally coconut oil my lips, baby. The fact that I brought this coconut oil out here, bitch. I have trauma. Like I'm trying to. I have three topics that I'm holding on to right now that I'm gonna get back to. I promise. But bitch, the way that I woke up with a belly pimple, and that shit is so fucking stressful. And I've been telling y'all I'm about to start being out here with my belly out, sweetie. I have no fucking choice, bitch. The way my belly cannot be touched right now by fabric, because literally this fucking pimple is not playing with my ass, and I want to cry. Like, I'm not trying to do too much, but baby, I love the way my belly looks, but this pimple is giving me so much stress. Like, I am. And then somebody had the nerve to be like, I didn't know you could get a belly pimple. Well, sweetie, medical motherfucking mystery right here. Okay, help me, ho. Um. Oh, y'all are so kind. Y'all are so kind. No, see, Miss Rich, I think what they were trying to say was that deep dark skinned women do get played, but like that there were parts of her story where she was talking about um being super super religious, being super super connected to law enforcement. People, I remember there was a poll where people were like, did y'all expect her to be that conservative? And other people were like, did you expect her to love God that much? And I was just very fascinated, because I feel like, to me personally, I don't feel like that really matters, but it does in some ways, because I do think that this is my own critiques on religion. I remember in high school, my teacher wrote on the board, "Religion is the opiate of the masses," and she asked people for their thoughts. And I don't think I thought very deeply about it at the time, because I was very afraid of God. Like, I was very much in my head, like, I hope that God is not mad at me, like, all the time. And I think that there's part of like anxious attachment connected in there, narcissism, being raised by narcissistic parents, being raised in Christianity. But I spent a lot of like my youth being mad worried that like my thoughts were like going to send me to hell. Like, I kept on being like, oh man, I really hope God's not listening to my thoughts. I really hope that what I just said to myself, what is not being recorded. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the thing about it, is like I started to acknowledge that like Christianity is part of surveillance culture in a particular way. And so it really hinges on not just Skyfather, but like the overarching connection to a man being the judgment, the ultimate judge. And I feel like even on Earth, like amongst like male identified women and just people who are like still in the midst of the patriarchy, not rooted in any kind of communication or community, it's very easy to be like, yeah, like a man. Like, of course, a man knows more than me. Like, our world is set up for us to think like that. And so I don't want us to feel like, anybody is like real dumb, or just not getting it, or just like it's not clicking. Like, it's not supposed to click. That's the whole point of this. It's supposed to be a mystery. Like, I feel like it's like Emperor's New Clothes type shit. It's like, if you tell me there's a man in the sky, like from birth, you tell me the three kings and the motherfucking the frankincense and myrrh. Like, you're telling me this story over and over again, and I'm trying to connect the fact that we're in captivity. Everything we know about, they want us to know about. You feel me? If you don't know about something, sweetie, you might not, like, you were probably not the one they wanted to know. Okay, some people walking around like, how come I don't know business, or acumen, or how come I don't know? They think about your social, your like where you're at, like you, like that wasn't supposed to be for you, and not because you're not built for that, because the world we live in is literally programming and creating systems of poverty and lack all the time. So there's gonna be shit that you're not going to know all the time. But there's just something about the way that we all know the story about God. It's the way that we all know a certain type of story. Even if you have a different religion, like we all kind of know the vibes is that there's a man above us watching, and he knows better. So with that being said, see, but not even just put it in a book. We live in a place where there's constant communication. We're constantly looking at screens, videos, the phones, and so it's like it's very easy for you to fucking forget. Very easy for you to forget. Very easy for you to not remember what you were just doing. Like there's a lot of things that are being kind of programmed into us, and like I feel like one thing that I tried to say in the last live is like we really have to go backwards to go forwards, and that is the big disconnect. That is truly, in my opinion, what is fucking us all up is that we can't go backwards because we are locked into a concept of modern living, new age. Like we're seemingly locked into this way of existing when we're really not, and that's what makes it so fragile is that like for a long time they they were betting on you looking at the TV, they were betting on you reading the newspaper, they were betting on you going to church and being manipulated, like they were betting on you going to this spot, this spot, this spot. Now you can't afford to go to a third space, now you can't afford to do shit but go home and go to work. So now they don't have as much control over what you looking at, baby. Everybody used to gather around the TV and watch the news. Not a bus, bitch. I'm dead. I'm in a motherfucking. I'm in a garage. I'm in a garage, bitch. So I can be loud as fuck because somebody works from home all day in the house, and then another person be in the basement, doing art and stuff, which I'm actually gonna do today because, bitch, the way I've been wanting to draw and color and paint, and I just been like, just in a freeze. Just in a freeze. Because again, things have been fucking wild for me. I also feel like in this live, I literally said I'm about to go see my mom in Virginia. I'm a bump back though, getting back to what I was saying about Risa. Because again, a lot of things be popping up for me when we be talking. But Risa being not deep dark skin is a moment, and it made me think about a convo I just had with this black man that went really amazing but also not, and it was really such a mind fuck because we was really like going back and forth about something that I think is like, I don't want to say it's the most necessary thing to talk about, but I do want to say that like I sometimes will talk to black cis men and they'll really like get mad at me that I'm like calling myself mixed. I'm not going to Virginia today. I'm going to Virginia this weekend. But they'll be like fighting for me to claim blackness, and I'll be trying to explain to them like very graciously, like, I'm appreciative of your desire to want to like hold me, but with that being said, I try to provide information about the one drop rule and how it's being weaponized. And Mayo's World actually made an amazing video on the one drop rule recently that I really appreciate, and I hope people take some time to look at Mayo's World's video. And see, that's the thing. Like, having a mixed parent and having a black parent doesn't make you a black person. But there are a lot of people who operate that way. So I feel like that's right. We're going to give you a little timeout. But as I was saying, like, this black man and me were having a whole convo, and he kept being like, he's like, you can claim your blackness, like, and I was like, but how would that look if I'm only claiming blackness? And he was like, I guess I understand that. And it's just like, okay, Miss Rich, I appreciate you. Listen, I appreciate thumbs up. It's not necessary. Like, if you're liking the content, cool. If you're not, that's okay. Like, I feel like I'm not making money from this. I want to put that out there right now. Like, I feel like some of my videos are monetized. The lives never are. I did try to put monetization on it, but the YouTube was like, sweetie, the shit you be talking about, you're not gonna get $1. They be listening to the convo. They be like, hold up, you want some money? Hold on, cause I want to make sure I can put my brands on here. And YouTube was like, oh nah. YouTube was like, Cascade not gonna like this. We're not gonna be able to post no Boston Market roasting chicken and shit on your shit. So we're not gonna be able to plug the new iPhone on this. Like, that's how YouTube is living right now. YouTube is like, hold on, cause if we can't advertise a new movie, we're not gonna be able to post nothing on here. I'm being so for real. What up, Fahim? But that's what people are dealing with on the YouTube algorithm. Like if you have certain conversations, they're gonna be like cutting the mic. It's Apollo. Nah, I got out of timeout. Okay, but act right though. Like that's like we put you on the timeout because you were saying silly stuff. That's it. Is no one's trying to fight with nobody. Nobody trying to block nobody, kick nobody out. But let's just keep it cute, babe. It's a very leisurely chat. At times it may be super emotional. At times it may be super silly. We don't know. Exactly. Talk about some. I got out. I'm free. I'm like, okay. We only gave you a 1 minute. Nah. Do you see? Like now we gotta remove you. Like now we gotta remove you, babe. Like now we gotta hide you on the channel, baby. Now we're done. You see how that goes? You could have just been on here chilling. We just be on here chilling. That's it. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying though, this man was like, "Oh, I know colorism is a thing, but like, I feel like mixed people are still black, and it's like we're not. Like, we have black ancestry, sure, but I was like, anybody that gotta show you a picture of their family, that's how you know they're not black. If you gotta show somebody some other black people, you're not black. That's why you're not showing your picture because you're not black. And again, I don't say this with like I'm not like I think it's so funny, but it's just like, come on now, like let's stop gaslighting people because that's the main part for me. It's like, bitch, white people are psychotic. White people have like this is why I can't get no fucking sponsor. But white psychopathy is literally the issue. It's like white people created the concept of whiteness and then expect other people to be on some gaslighting shit too. And so I refuse to be in collusion with white people and be acting as if we're all black. We're not. And even saying that is anti-black. And so the nuance of that, it's unfortunate that there has to be a nuance to that. But there are a lot of black men who are like, you got a black dad. That's enough for me. And so, with that being said, like when you talk about Miss Risa being not deep dark skin, you know, the fact of the matter is, people are reacting towards her in so many different ways that I don't disagree with anybody naming that if she was darker skinned, people would have treated her differently. However, I will say the response from black men is what I want to just point out. That, like, even when Charlemagne gets up there and starts talking about her, calling her big backed, he's not saying that because she's acceptably brown. In fact, what I see truly is him pushing the line, saying, "Hey, y'all are humanizing this woman too much. You could actually treat her worse." And that's what I'm noticing is that, like, sure, she's not the lightest skinned person, but some people are connecting with her in a loving way. And I truly believe that, like, when black women who are unambiguously black are being treated with grace, love, care, compassion, there are black men who will come out to kind of check that so that they can continue to do what they're doing in the community, which is causing harm, unfortunately, because that is how they maintain power within black spaces. So that is what I've noticed is that there are a lot of black men trying to talk about this woman to kind of be like, "Hey, you guys, why are y'all being nice to her? Don't you see what we see? Someone that's not worthy of being kind to." And so not just black men, but there are, some women of color who are, doing just the same. But again, what I'm trying to offer is that, like, the ways people are talking about her matter because, again, people are noting in this conversation she's not bearing the brunt of colorism. True. At the same time, if we're seeing a acceptably brown person be bullied for literally, again, as I said in my video, being a hopeless romantic. Like, her only crime is that she wanted to be loved and that she was willing to play a fool for a man. I think that, like, with that being said, here's my thing. She's not passing for being anything other than a black woman, true, but there's a there's a gradient of harm when it comes to colorism. And so if we know the brunt is on deep dark skinned people, like we're unable to disconnect from the ways that we are seeing Risa being embraced. Like we must name that we're seeing Risa getting a BMW. We're seeing Risa getting a flight, full expenses paid to Paris, to London. Like we're seeing Tisa like actually benefit from telling her story and be vulnerable. This is not to say that that makes her not black. What I'm saying is there are people that I've already named that deep dark skinned women talk about very similar situations and people just clown them. No one's giving them a trip to the UK. No one's giving them a BMW. In fact, I truly believe her her quote unquote holding herself accountable is why some people are being quote unquote less harsh towards her because she's naming the things that she quote unquote did wrong. I truly believe people are giving her extra support and care, and I do wonder what that means for the online landscape because as a lot of people will note, this is not a story that's isolated. There are a lot of women. I mean, all the women that have come forward in terms of the ex-partner of Legion have all been lighter skinned and clearly like admixed in some way. Again, this man, I don't want to say has a type, but he is preying on fat women of color in the black diaspora. That's clear. Here's the thing. I know some people will think that like skin color doesn't matter when we're talking about acceptably brown people and people who look like safe brown. I think there's a layer of pigmentocracy people are uncomfortable with, and that's when we talk about people who are not deep dark skin but who are still experiencing harm through anti-blackness and colorism. Because again, I as a lighter skinned person, I'm never experiencing like anti-blackness from people who think that I should be lighter. Like no one's ever like impressed upon me I should be lighter or impressed upon me that like some lighter skinned person around me is better than me or more important than me. Like that is not what I experience, and so I'm trying to just note that. See, but Miss Richard, this is what I'm trying to offer, is that there are deep dark skinned people naming that within the black community there are people who are acceptably brown or naming themselves brown skin. We must be naming like how people classify themselves in the concept of blackness, because when we don't do that, that's how people who are mixed are in spaces with black people, and we're all black shit be happening. Like it's very much an important combo because again, if we know most black people are deep dark skin, and that combo, that sentence is controversial unfortunately when we know historically most black people are deep dark skin. However, um see, and that's the thing. I don't care how y'all think I look. Like I think that what's really fascinating to me is that like I can't see any of you. You all get the benefit of being anonymous in this moment. You can post whatever picture you want and people will just assume that's you. Because I'm the person who is willing to be in the camera and like willing to be like here and present. I do think that like, all right, Osvaldo, we gotta get you out of here because you're a demon. We're actually gonna report you too, girl, because we about to make sure you lose your fucking account, baby. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. And here's the thing: you saying no one has told a story like Risa, I disagree. I disagree. There are black women who tell stories about men lying and pretending to be who they are all the time. There are a lot of men that do things like Legion. Legion is not a one of a kind. I think what makes Risa's story stand out, in my opinion, is that anti-blackness has reached a point where black women have been talking long enough to know that this is a part of a larger construction of patriarchy. That, like, what Risa is saying matches up with a lot of what black women have been talking about in terms of black men. Exactly. I truly believe what makes Risa, and I hope people hold this. Risa is an acceptably brown person. She's not the darkest skinned person and she's clearly not mixed. So she right then and there is automatically going to get way more eyes on her than a deep dark skinned person or a person who's mixed who's gaslighting. And then also she is very respectable. She's a very respectable, lighter skinned black person. And when I say lighter skinned black person, I understand that like people will think that like we're flattening what's happening to people by saying lighter skin or darker skin, but I do think that it's important. It has gone viral. Oh no, but that's the thing. I believe she went viral because she appealed to respectable black people, which is a large portion of black people. White supremacy harms black people to the point where they operate like a Risa. Like Risa loving the cops, loving the Risa is very much like a capitalist, very much like working within the systems that she's a part of. Her being harmed by this black man, unfortunately, like is going to really bring out the people who have been harmed by black men to a degree to where they're now a part of online spaces that actively hate black men. Am I saying that they're wrong for hating black men? I think that it's a nuanced combo that I don't necessarily want to say anybody's wrong, but I want to say that like there are a lot of black women naming that black men are harming them, are treating them poorly, are not treating them right. And so I do believe that like yeah, and see that's the thing. Not Buckingham Palace. I love you, Jai. Thank you for saying that. Like she is a black woman who loves has connection to whiteness in a particular way. I'm saying this as someone who acknowledges that that's my exact situation as well. Like when I talk, there are going to be white people who will hear me out. Mainly because I'm speaking the way I'm speaking. There's a way to code switch so that black people will maybe feel more comfortable with me communicating. However, me communicating with AAVE at this point, I'm really trying to limit words that I use, words that like I couldn't possibly have access to. Like I'm trying my best to just be mindful about how I communicate in certain ways because again, having access to communicate like the oppressor means that there's times where I have to be the one to say certain shit because again, there are people listening that are not going to be listening to other folks who are speaking with non-Queen's English. So that's what I'm trying to offer. Kissed by the Sun, thank you for listening to me and just holding space for me at all. But yeah, no, as far as what I'm smoking right now, I'm smoking something called Planet Sherb. It's literally the strain sherbet. Just keep it, they kept crossing it with itself, which is crazy. Like, it's like three plants fucked. Like, two plants fucked, then a third plant, there was like an orgy, and then, anyways, but yeah, yeah, that's what they do with weed sometimes. They'll just like make it fuck itself and then fuck itself again. It's wild. It's very wild. Plants are weird. Very weird plant science happening. Um but yeah, no, getting back to Risa though, as I was saying, I personally feel like her only crime really was wanting to be loved. She named that she thought that it was her turn to get married. She thought it was her turn. She thought she was up. And I think like when I think back to relationships I was in, I never cared about getting married. That was never my goal or desire. I just wanted someone to love me. Like that was basically it. And for me, in retrospect, my standards are very low for love and care. And so with that being said, like I don't use StreamYard. I should probably get my shit together if I want to be streaming more. But my friends told me that they might be able to let me get their MacBook Air, so I'm trying to chill on like getting any new equipment because people have been showing up for me in certain ways, and so I don't know. Um, Here's the thing. I feel like us talking about Risa is important because I think it's a moment to acknowledge. And Miss Rich, I am not trying to antagonize you. I genuinely want you to just hear that like there are privileges to not being the darker skinned black person. And if you're not a mixed person and you're not a deep dark skinned black person, there's a privilege there. And when people see you on camera, they're more willing to listen to what the fuck you gotta say, especially if you say you love cops, especially if you say you respect law enforcement, especially if you just got played by a black man and now you're using like the state to like get back at him. I'm not saying that she's wrong. What I'm naming is that like how she's operating is going to hit for a lot of people who hate black men, a lot of people that are interested in black women who are quote unquote divesting, a lot of black women who are like talking about dating out. And again, I'm not a hater. I feel like if you want to date who you want to date, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a hater. I feel like if a black man and me connect, cool. If a white man and me connect, cool. If an Asian man and me connect, cool. At this point, though, I'm just like, the more I talk to men, the more I'm like, baby, baby. And I gotta take a pause real quick, just like tell my own business because again, bitch, I had a convo with somebody, and like, it's so dry out here, bitch. First of all, I just want to talk about red flags. He got the same birthday as Kanye West, and he knows that he has the same birthday of Kanye West, and he says that shit pridefully. Kind of scared me, bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he was like, me and Kanye got the same birthday. I'm like, and he was like, I'm disappointed in his actions right now. I'm very disappointed in his actions, and I'm like, you saying the right things, but. And the thing about Gemini is, like, here's the thing. I know people don't like Gemini, but bitch, my Aqua Venus, oh, I like them. Oh, I like them a lot. Like Geminis, they're so fun until they cuss you the fuck out. And I'm telling you right now, when a Gemini cuss you the fuck out, whoa. People be saying Capricorn is mean, Sagittarius mean. Bitch, get a Gemini mad. Get a Gemini mad, because they'll tell you some shit. They'll roast you. They'll roast you from the past to the present. They'll bring up some shit that you had did or said or was acting like or was connected to. And you're like, oh, wait. Yo, why did somebody come in here and say that I look like the term ladies and gentlemen? And that shit killed me. Like, that shit made me laugh so hard. I love when people don't know if I'm a boy or a girl. Just sit with it. Just sit with it. It don't make you gay if you like me. Just so you know. You just already were gay. Anyways, yeah. Mm, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know some people will get upset that we're naming people's tones, but I feel like it's necessary because, again, colorism thrives when we pretend like everybody's having the same experience. We're not. And honestly, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, I feel like my channel, from what I've shared and what's been happening here, I really feel like it shows like a very mixed person who is just not understanding the tribal system of race, but who is absolutely trying to be, in the mix, because I know that being mixed doesn't mean that I'm my white ancestry. Like, the way people talk about mixed people sucks because other mixed people perpetuate it. Like, I had a fight with a biracial recently who was like, you don't really have an identity because you're mixed, like you're a bunch of different things. But me, I'm half this and half that, so I have both communities. And I'm like, you don't though. And I feel like even thinking like that is very strange. Like, Barack Obama doesn't have access to both communities. However, he does have access to white cultural significance, which matters. Like, having a white parent or having someone who people think is a white parent, that gives you privilege. That gives you access to whiteness in ways. And so, with that being said, it's important to acknowledge that there are people that don't have access to whiteness, but the way they speak, the way they operate in their day to day, the things that they connect with, the things that they do. I kind of knew something when she had the fucking sewing with the fucking non-heat curler. No shade, but I just feel like that was a very Taylor Swift hairdo. Like, that's a very, like, I know you listen to Midnights. It's okay. But it's just like, you can like let's not insult the intelligence of being able to see and hear what someone's really saying. Because there are people that say things that let you know right then and there that they're connected to white people in a particular way or whiteness in a particular way. It's nothing like to be rude, but between me and you, it's safety. Because the wrong mixed person or even the wrong brown person connected with white people the wrong way could fuck you up. And so I think that's the more uncomfortable combo, is that, like, depending on how you're moving out here, you could be signaling that you're a dangerous person. And so between me and you, Risa cute and she cool, but her saying that she love cops and shit and she want to go to England, I love it. Like, I love it for her. But you know what I mean? It's like, I just feel like she's not experiencing the world in a particular way. And I'm not saying she deserves to. I'm just saying that, like, she's not, I don't want to say experiencing, but she's just not, the things that she's saying are belying a different kind of vibe. You know? Like, I feel like in the context, and this is going to sound how it sounds, but I've been trying to, like, connect. I be watching Living Single, and I just be trying to connect the archetypes because people be talking about Sex in the City. I'm like, I'm a Carrie, I'm a Charlotte, and I honestly feel like Risa, she's definitely a Regine Sinclair. Like, let's be real, she's a Sinclair who want to be a Regine. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. But that woman is absolutely aspiring, and I hope she gets all that she wants. The story that she told was horror. But I'll note this. My friends that are white, I'm not gonna say they don't be watching black creators. I wouldn't say that. But one of my roommates was watching that 5 hour video. We gotta just be candid that, like, the way she's communicating, the whites wanted to hear more. They were in a way that I remember the Zola story. I don't remember whites eating it up like that. I don't remember the whites eating it up like that. They didn't even eat up the Zola movie like that. So that's all I'm trying to say is, like, she was respectable enough to where I feel like even the white girlies was like, oh my God, did you hear what happened to Miss Risa? This was down to the brunch, down to the charcuteries. Like, all the girls were listening to this woman, and there's a reason why. Like, we just gotta be candid. All right, I've been ignoring the chat, so I'm gonna read the chat for a little bit. Okay, okay. Here's the thing. A lot of people are mixed, but not every mixed person is connected to their mixed identity. There are a lot of mixed people who are flattening their identity to be connected to blackness, be connected to their other mix or whatever the case may be. I feel like there's a lot of mixed people who, if they don't look a certain way, they will not claim a certain race. Like, I feel like there are, like, case in point, Logic. Logic says that he is half and half. But we can tell by looking at Logic's daddy. Logic, and shit, not even tell. Logic daddy told him in his face. This shit was funny as fuck to me. Logic talking about something. Like, Logic was saying something about being mixed, and then his dad was like, I don't hate being mixed because I'm mixed too. So it was one of those moments where it's like Logic really wants so badly to call himself black, but his father is absolutely a mixed man. And so that's the thing. It's like when us mixed people don't hold our mixedness in a particular way, they'll create people like Logic, like my mother, who are white, who have, obviously, if you did a DNA test on them, they DNA is coming back white, and yet they want so badly to tap into something that they see as cool because they are not experiencing anti-blackness. Like, the ways that white passing people and non-black people appraise blackness is not accurate, and that's just that on that. And I say that as a mixed person who was at some point trying to hold myself closer to blackness, and all I did was really alienate black people and, like, and look confused and weird. And I didn't, there was no way for me to know that at that time. At the time, I'm thinking I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm thinking that being in solidarity with black people looks like stealing identity. I'm thinking it's looking like exploiting language. I'm thinking it's looking like saying way too much. And in retrospect, I can see my errors. At the time, there was no, there was no, and I'm not trying to blame it on my elders, but I truly do believe that if you're going to fuck someone non-black and your child is going to be out here, it's on the black parent to be talking to that child about what the climate is. And my father is not an American born black man. He's a black man from Jamaica. So how he's experiencing the world, how he's going through America, how he's being embraced as a Caribbean black man, That's not he like I just feel like growing up nobody ever told me that white people were bad. Nobody ever said anything explicit, and it's because of my proximity to whiteness. And so a lot of us have to hold that like we learn about racism and anti-blackness and white supremacy through experiencing it. And at some point it becomes obvious that these adults around me are either experiencing it too or not. And my mom was not experiencing anti-blackness. She wasn't. And so she couldn't give me that info. My father, his accent is making him so like he's like again, Risa, the way Risa's communicating, people are gonna see her in a certain light. When my father communicates, people are like, "Oh, a Jamaican man." They're so charmed. So that's why it's important to talk about skin tone and inflection and ways that people are socialized. Because at this point, I think it's very clear, and I'm blanking on the article, but sonic blackness is a thing. Like when I listen to people online, I'm looking to hear someone black tell me something. I'm not looking for white people to tell me much. In fact, I scrutinize what white people can speak to me online. like like I will actively run away from somebody white. Like I will aggressively block, get away from some white shit. That's it's psychopathy. Like again, we're not always able to hear it because it requires us to really listen to why somebody said this or that. Like we gotta really listen sometimes and all times why people are saying things. And for me, I feel like Risa said what she said because, she's finally in a space where the shame isn't overcoming her. Where she finally feels like, yeah, other people should know this. That's another thing too. Like I'm not just breaking silence about being a colorist because like I want to do that. I've been sitting with the shame of the ways that I've operated that were in bad faith. And in my mind, all I can think is you need to go back online, but you need to be operating in better faith and have higher standards for yourself and for the people that are watching you. That is in my mind the only thing that makes sense is to go back to the scene of the crimes and operate like I learned something. So I'm hoping that people will hear that like I'm not just coming here to be like whatever, nothing really matters. In fact, I'm here because it matters so much more now because I've said so many things that I've been wrong. And I'm so grateful that I get to say that. Think about how many times we've been wrong and we never get that chance to say I was wrong. Some of us are getting ate up right now because we were wrong and we know now. So I'm just trying to not get ate up no more internally for how I've operated. I'm trying to be like, listen, yeah, I did fuck up. Because who knows? Maybe there's other people out there who fucked up who are going to be like, you know what? Yeah, me too. And maybe you can start to do that work to actually unpack why you did that shit and how you can do better now. That's what matters to me. I feel like we're all not going. Listen, all the enemies not going to die. All the ops not going to die. We hope, in my opinion, that the ops take a moment to ask, why the fuck was I on that? That's my hope, honestly. I've turned a corner. I used to be like, fuck all my ops, fucking with a sick purple dick. Now I'm like, I hope you get a chance to say sorry to people that you really think deserved it. Some people do not get that. Some people don't even get to acknowledge that, yeah, I was hurt, but I still missed the connection. Because that's the thing, too, is like some people we hurt, they still miss us, but they cannot fuck with us because we are not changing our behavior. We're not operating like we know what we did was fucked up. And I'm not saying that that means that we're going to always be let back into people's life. Sometimes we're not. But some people will see our changed behavior and maybe it'll remind them that, hey, motherfuckers is not done. Nobody's done. Nothing's done. It's Pisces season, ain't it? That's why I feel like that. Pisces season is such a hard maybe. Perhaps. I appreciate that because Aquarius season was fucking me up. Aquarius season had my ass too open to the bullshit. I was like, oh no, oh no. Like I swear, through like honestly, Aquarius is like the worst picture. Everything's highlighted, everything bad highlighted, everything that's not working highlighted. It's like every issue, every they're the water carrier, so you just splash, 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 like just out of sorts. All Aquarius season, Pisces season, bitch. Thank God, thank God. Shout out to the fishes, bitch, cause my ass needed it, bitch. The way that I feel wrapped in love, the way I feel swallowed, the way I feel swallowed by love, bitch. It's just, it's so nice. Like, thanks fuck for Pisces season. Woo! But yeah, I gotta get my shit together in Pisces season, bitch, because Aries season, I already know I'm gonna get beat up. So, yeah, just pray for me, bitch. Pray for me that the fishes just keep me together, bitch, because honestly, Aquarius season, I was just like, in 4K. Woo! Shaky. All right, let me get back to the chat. I was ignoring the chat for a little bit. Oh my God, Hell is back, my baby. Not your ass is black and you just updated your country music station. I love Miss Rich though. Me and Miss Rich is cool as hell. Living Single is so good. I never got into A Different World. Was it worth it? I never got into it. Cranberry, not you feel attacked. I'm so. Um, I gotta put some people in timeout. All right, the BMW, the London, the Paris trip. She definitely fits into respectability. White people are comfortable with exactly. I also feel like, let's be clear. I know she never said Legion was black, but I feel sad that she didn't have to. I'll take a moment for that. I'll take a moment for that for sure. I'll take a moment for people assuming automatically this was a black man doing a black man crime and harming a black woman on Black History Month, bitch. Oh my God. On Black Women's Month. Oh my God. Shout out to Jessie Woo. She's funny as fuck. I love Jessie Woo. Yo, Jessie Woo been feeding us, has she not? Oh my God. Like Jessie Woo said, get all the content for him. I love her. Um, Alexandria, in terms of like being a mixed person, growing up around the feeling connected to culture, I feel like that's the other thing. I was in foster care from the age of, well, here's the thing. When I was first born, my mom was friends with this lady, and she told my mom straight up, and this is a crazy story, so I'm gonna just say this. My mom was struggling. She had just had her third child. She had me at 25, and then like a year and a half later had my brother, and then 7 years later had my third brother. So by the time she was um in the middle between having my third brother, um her friend allegedly was like, Tammy, you already have a baby, you should just give me one. And my mom gave her me several times. Like, I lived with her several times. I remember living with her when I was very small, and I remember living with her when I was a little bit older. And when I was living with her when I was a little bit older, she had put me in a school that was like a cult school, and they gave us like books to do all day. Like, all day was doing workbooks. And so I, from there, got rescued by my mom somehow, and then I went into the system not long after. So that's why me as a mixed person, I feel like I was constantly trying to understand, like, you know, how I was being perceived, because it's not like I was ignoring the fact that my mom is white passing. Like, I would name that my mom looks white, but she isn't, and people would just be like, okay, like you're naming that you're mostly a black person. That is why I'm talking about what I'm talking about, because I do see there's a lot of people who have my same mixture, who believe that like they are mostly black, so they're going to name themselves as a black person, ignoring that like they have a mixed parent. Like the people who like think Beyonce is a black person, in retrospect, like Beyonce and Solange are both mixed women who have recent black ancestry, sure, but they also have recent mixed ancestry as well. And unfortunately, not all mixed people have like an identity. Like the term biracial gets used a lot, but like the concept of like Criollo, like that is a mixed group of people. Um, the there there's someone else too. Like it's like not just Creoles. There's also like another group of people. I'm blanking on their name, but like there are people that are mixed, and people know they're mixed, and they're named, like they're named. So I just feel like because there's no name for like people like me, and there is, like, it's called Griff, Griffe, and I know some people will be mad about that, but if we know that there's quadroons, if we know that there's octoroons, we know that there's Griffs, we know that there's people that are mixed in other ways and they're not black, and that's what I'm trying to offer. Sorry, I'm still behind in the chat. Why don't I exercise? Fuck that. Listen, Kissed by the Sun, I'm hearing you saying that you have hazel eyes and light skin and you're a mix of different cultures and you identify as a black woman. I'm not in the business of telling anyone how to identify. I really am not that type. Like I feel like if you are feeling comfortable in black spaces, if people are holding you, if you're feeling like that's where you are feeling held, and like people aren't feeling gaslit by your presence being there. But I feel like even saying that, I think that that's the thing. It's like every mixed person who knows that they're mixed, it's on us to like be putting ourselves in mixed communities, in mixed spaces. It's on us to be uplifting, you know what I mean, our mixedness. To me, that's what I'm operating as. But I know that there's some mixed people who, again, they will they will say, I'm mostly a black person, so I'm gonna name that I'm mostly a black person. I personally am not gonna do that anymore because I don't want to fraction myself. I want to be a full person, so I am a full mixed person. And I see all the time the ways that like my white ancestor shows up in my life, and so I don't want to be gaslighting any black people who may be like wanting to be around other black people and not around people who have a white passing parent. And like I said before, most black people don't have to show you a picture of other black people to show you that they're black. That is not typical black behavior. And most black people do not have a mixed parent. Most black people don't have a white passing parent. Most black people don't have a parent that is non black. Most black people are deep dark skin. And I know some people don't want to hear that, but again, saying that makes sense to me because again, I have seen historically who is black. So I am not trying to gaslight anyone black into thinking that their idea of who is black should shift with white supremacy at the forefront. So that is just my perspective that I know other people are sharing, but I know some mixed people, some lighter skinned people are not in that space, and that is unfortunate. But we can always get there. We can you can link your arm with mine. We can walk away from the one drop rule and fractioning ourselves and using blackness like it is a fraction of an identity, when really there are whole black people out here who are trying their best to be centered and get access. Yes, we did talk about Mr. Legion. Here's my thing. Some people did assume that he was a black man. There were a lot of assumptions that he was a black man. Here's the thing. I did cut off my mom, but my friend needs a car, and my mom has a car that she's willing to give my friend for free. So that's why I'm going to see my mom. Tay, you are not. Hit me up on Insta. Or where we usually, not Insta. Hit me up where we usually, baby. Well, not Dookie on you. See, when people say Hispanic, I want us to be clear that like the Latinidad is full of black people. Unfortunately, in places of the world where the Latinidad flourished, that's where there was lots of colonization. We must talk about the conquistadors. We must talk about the conquistadors. Look up conquistadors, baby, because it's a lot of people saying that they're Spanish, Hispanic, Latin, and really what they're naming is that their ancestors have been colonized by the conquistadors. No tea, no shade, but it's a lot of black Latino folk who are not centered in the Latinidad because it is censoring what? Colorism. Lighter skinned mixed people. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. The conquistadors, a lot of them, most of them were white. Mixed, sure, but most of them were white. And so because of the conquistadors colonizing, I mean, there are people that feel like they have a tribe in terms of like foundational Black Americans and African descendants of slaves. There are two different groups coming up now of people that are like did I eat this morning? Honestly, I ate some gummy candy, and I'm still working on my water. I just don't know what I want to eat yet. Like I'm blanking on it. Like I'm like, should I cook? But I don't know. Mm. Here's my thing. I feel like people having mixed ancestry is not a problem. I do think the issue is when like people are using the one drop rule to make it seem like uh, they have some power in black spaces. And so I feel like from my perspective, I'm just trying to name that like I have operated as if like I had like I was an authority or I had some kind of way of like knowing. And I think what I actually did was flatten experiences that I was having instead of like naming. I just feel like I wasn't in solidarity with black women. I was actively gaslighting like I was a black woman, and I absolutely named myself as a fat black woman. And in retrospect, just because some people may see me as a black woman does not mean that I am always read as a black woman. And because I'm aware of my mixedness, it's very important to me to name that I'm a mixed person. Because as soon as I put a wig on, as soon as I put braids in, as soon as I do certain styles that some people might think is black or part of blackness, there are people that will immediately see me as mixed as soon as I do that. So I just want to hold that like there are ways that like people will be read as black and they're still mixed people. And there's nothing wrong with being a mixed person. But there is something wrong with mixed people flattening their identity to say um, that they are a black person. Because again, when mixed people say that we're still black, we are ignoring the ways that we are culturally connected to other places. And so that is what I'm trying to offer as well. Is that like when we steal the identity of black people, we are also lying about our own identity and the significance that it has when we communicate and tell our stories. Because when I hold that I'm a mixed person and I tell my story, I not only am naming like myself as a mixed person, but I'm also uplifting that what's happening to black women is not only happening to black women. I'm not saying that to say like we deserve more attention on us. What I'm saying is, yes, black listen to black women. They are not they're telling the truth. Also, other communities are hearing these things, standing in solidarity with black women. If mixed women say we are black too, it does change the conversation from the deep dark skinned black women who are sounding off about the harm that they're experiencing, and then us mixed people are derailing conversations because what we're experiencing is not the brunt of any system. And I'm holding that there are some people that do not think that like it makes sense to talk about colorism because they feel like it means that we're dividing. That's what I was talking about earlier. When I was talking to this black man last night who told me like, I feel like you're dividing yourself further, like you're taking yourself away from black people, and it's so sad to think that when really I personally feel like I am standing closer with black people now that I'm not taking from their identity in a particular way. I feel like I'm actually trying and attempting solidarity, in my opinion, is in good faith. Like, I'm standing next to a black woman and telling her that like we're having the same experience. And I know that some people will say, well, all black women don't have the same experience. Very true. But all black women are unfortunately experiencing misogyny war. And so we must be clear about the ways that misogyny plus anti-blackness are affecting the most marginalized, which are deep dark skinned black women and deep dark skinned black trans women and femmes who cannot be described. So we must be candid that like these conversations are necessary, but also by removing myself from centering myself as a black woman, I'm able to also say, oh shit, this like I just feel like by removing myself, I'm able to also see the ways that I am the oppressor as well in certain instances. And I think that that's an uncomfortable place to be for sure. I don't want to make it seem like I just sat with the fact that I can be oppressing black women, I'm cool with it. No. In fact, I routinely have moments where I like have like daymares, which are daydream nightmares, where I think about things that I've said, where I perhaps was minimizing the conversations black women were having. I say perhaps. I shouldn't have said perhaps. I'm minimizing conversations black women are having by having them in a particular way or including my voice without the asterisk that I'm a mixed person. Like I just feel like again, I know that like a lot of these conversations are uncomfortable, but they're happening. And if they're not happening where the oppressor is also communicating, that's when it gets mad dangerous. And there are a lot of white people ignoring what black people say. Like there are a lot of people, period, ignoring what black people are saying, and that's intelligence. And so I'm trying to also uplift that like I've been listening to black intelligence. Somebody asked me about where I go to listen to the news. I listen to black philosophers. I listen to black academics. I listen to black emotional people who are very like deep thinkers and romantic and fun and silly and full of like a zest for life despite living in the fucking hell realm of anti-blackness. Like I listen to black people who have something to share even if they're not necessarily sharing something that they meant for me to have. Like I'm following the elders that are acknowledging that like being older doesn't necessarily mean being more loving, more wise, more connected to community or family or culture. Like I'm connected with people online who are breaking silence around harm. So that's where I'm at. Hey, Narcs giving good gifts. Listen, my mom giving my friend a car is literally the only reason why I'm going to see her. Like I'm not. We're not cool. We're not. Me and my mom are not cool. But I need to get a car with my friend like badly because like I've shared a car before with a friend and like I just in the end they got the car. Like I don't want a car. Like when I say sharing it, I just mean my friend gonna give me a ride every now and then, bitch. But I don't want a car. I'm no thank you. Okay, cherry slushy steel reserve. Word. And like Miss Rich, you saying that when you first followed my channel, you thought that I was black. Like, I appreciate you for being candid. Like, at that time, I thought I was black too. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, that I'm understanding more and more that flattening my identity was the wrong thing to have done. And so that's why I'm gonna sit with this uncomfortable moment with you, because again, I'm sorry for ever making it seem like I was a black person or I could be a black person. I'm not. And these are things that I would not know if I wasn't listening to black women. And I know that there are some people that will say, there ain't nobody pure African. Like, I hear that sometimes. And it makes me sad, because it's like, we're not talking about pure African. We're talking about people having access to other, we're talking about people having access to more than just black ancestry. And that's what we're talking about. And I think that that's another fascinating thing that happens when people start talking about colorism and anti-blackness, that people start going to racial purity instead of acknowledging that there are mixed people in black spaces every day. But I think that's a little bit harder to sit with what's happening and what's happened and how people have been harming. I think it's harder. Yo, these Hershey Kisses made me want to make those peanut butter blossoms. Are you interested? Okay. All right. I'm going to get more kisses. But I'm thinking about getting the black and white ones, because those ones are nice too.
This. So it's like easy as well.
Okay. I'm going to get bread.
Okay.
And more cheese. You want to send me
There's
a list?
a loaf of Italian bread for you.
Ooh.
Leftover.
Wait, what were we just talking about? Oh, you did. I did see that bread. I feel like I'm gonna get sandwich bread maybe. I think I might get another loaf of that honey, that milk and wheat. Bitch, I ate that whole loaf in 4 days. It was amazing.
Oh yeah.
It was delicious. There's like little bits of honey and like milk, like cream, like in it. It's Anyways. It was a good loaf of bread. I'm still behind on the comments, but it wasn't the biggest loaf. That shit was big as fuck. It was a gigantic. It was like a Panera-sized loaf of bread, honestly, and it was sliced thin. Woo! But bitch, the way I made so many sandwiches, I had a fluffer nutter. It was like this big. Oh my god. Ooh, that bread. Anyways. I don't disagree with you. Hale, because there's definitely times where people are like, where people will tell me that I'm black, and I'll be like, I'm a mixed person, and then they're like, ah! And like there are people that are like, people think you're not black, like people will get mad at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm acknowledging my mixedness, yikes. But again, I feel like this is what I've been avoiding, bitch, because I've been new. I've been new, bitch. I feel like, again, at some point, somebody told me to stop saying I was mixed. I've always said I was a mixed person, and at some point, someone was like, "You shouldn't be saying you're mixed." Like I was told by multiple people, "Don't, it's not worth it." And I was like, "What?" So my mom smoked, but she don't smoke weed. Absolutely. Hale, I appreciate you for saying that. Again, I'm not saying I'm mixed in a way that, like, I feel like that's the other thing too. When I was laughing about I've been new, because it's like when mixed people say that they're mixed, it's always like typically like a self-exotification. That is what I was trying to avoid by not saying I was mixed. I was never trying to be like blackfishing and being like I'm black like to fuck with people. I was more like, oh, I'm annoying you by saying I'm mixed, or Oh, other mixed people are annoying when they talk about themselves being mixed. All right, I don't want to be that. So again, it wasn't ever like me trying to purposely like be annoying or bother people. It was always like, oh shit, like people are like questioning my mixedness. Yikes. What do I do now? But again, that's because other mixed people. Ooh, the brioche. The environment is so loving. I am obsessed. I'm like, do I have a shirt on underneath this bitch? Because it's fucking, I'm boiling. My fucking god, bitch. I'm in the sun like for real. My god. Roasted. Thank you. Come on, Bonnet, don't fail me now. The way I gotta cut this shit out my head, bitch, I'm so pissed. I really thought I was gonna have like a OD. And again, for the people that are missing it, because baby, I'm probably gonna delete this fucking live. I started braiding my hair, but I did the parts way too big. And the shit was looking like Cynthia bitch from the Rugrats. It was looking real bald on top. But all this hair on the bottom. But baby, I only have 7 packs, so that's why I was acting like this. And that's why you can't just be like, I just feel like I'm not that girl. I can't be down to 7 packs and trying to do a style. Like I got too much anxiety. I know some of these hairs done been in my ass. Like it's too much. So yeah, I gotta just put it back. I just gotta put it back. I'm joking about them being in my ass, but they definitely got burned on the fucking stove. I've been trying to make y'all laugh, but that one was too far. It was too far. Absolutely, my stomach is hanging out, bitch, because honestly, I got a belly pimple and I don't want it to get hurt. Like, my belly pimple is really stressing me out, so I'm trying to, like, I washed it with some snowy mushroom cleanser, bitch. Trying to just bring it to the surface, you feel me? I don't want to get a belly scar, bitch. I love how my belly look. I love all my stretch marks. I love how my belly looks, but I do not want to have a scar from this fucking pimple. I really don't. But if I do get a scar, bitch, I might make that where my tattoo goes. I kind of want to get a belly tattoo. Oh, I do not even care what they say I look like. I don't even care. I don't even care. I know that I look cute to me. I look cute to me. That's all that fucking matters. Like I look beautiful to myself. I look sexy to myself. I'm one of the baddest bitches to me. That's all that matters to me is being one of the baddest bitches to me. Bitch, not I lost my weed. The universe is really crazy for that one. Like, bitch, I don't even know where the fuck you went. Like, I'm actually disturbed. Like, I really, yeah. That is fucking distressing. I really lost my fucking weed. Like, that is fucked up. Like, I want answers. Like, how dare I? What the fuck? That's crazy as hell. Like, I'm really stressed. Like, what is the meaning of this? How dare I? Wait, bro. Oh, bro. Bitch, the way this vitamin C serum though, like, bitch, my skin is looking so fucking clear, bitch. I'm about to put that shit on my belly, bitch, because my belly pimple is hateful. Evil bitch. I hate you. Sorry. Um. Well, we do not have to talk bad about the belly. Listen, I stay getting a too small bonnet. This is the first bonnet that's actually giving life. And I got it from the hair store randomly, bitch. I was trying to go to Walgreens and I fucked around and took an Uber to a Walgreens pharmacy. But I was like, honestly, I literally just came here to buy some hair dye, so just take me to the hair store next door. And the dude waited for me, but that hair store didn't have no orange hair dye, which was really fucking distressing. And I don't want to talk about it no more because I'm getting mad again. Now we defend you. I'm crying, bitch. I love y'all so much. Y'all are super sweet. Just thank y'all for being loving. Thank y'all for not being assholes. But also, if you are a fat hater, like, why would you be? Like, that's the thing that blows me. Is like, how do you hate fat people, but you're watching a fat bitch talk with their belly out? Like, stop lying. You love it here. You fuck my belly button, bitch. Honestly, that's why I'm not getting no sponsors. I gotta stop. I feel like I have no comment about non-black features. I just think the reality is, like, I know I'm looking at my white passing parent, I'm looking at my black Caribbean parent, I'm looking at my ancestry test. Like, I've said this before, like, I have 60% African ancestry, 40% Caucasian. So that's why I'm trying to name, like, I'm probably closer to a biracial. But even with that being said, most people who are biracials are still not 50-50. Like, that's the thing about DNA. It's never equal. And so, like I said, like, having a parent that has 25% whiteness and having a parent that has over 75% whiteness. The fact that I didn't get 50% whiteness is not crazy, but I had the potential to. You can see the hair. It didn't work out. It's really sad. It's really fucking sad, bitch. Like, I like had it all gridded and shit. I did all the partings and everything, bitch. I really thought I was gonna win. But the thing is, I wasn't right within. So that's why I didn't win, baby. Lauren Hill told me that. But yeah, I did the parting spaces way too big. Like I said, it's looking like Cynthia. It's looking ate up. I'm sad because, again, the whole thought process was I was gonna make them like kind of tighter at the top and looser at the bottom, so that like when you saw it, like it was just gonna give like gigantic fairy tale braid. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out, and I'm really sad about it. So what up? I just want to say good day. I love y'all. Nobody's doing drugs. I'm literally smoking rose petals. Like, that's what's so funny. Like, I'm literally smoking a bag of rose petals. Like, this is not weed. It's just rose petals. So it's okay. It's not healthy, but it's okay. Not Rachel Dolezal, bitch. She really do be braiding hair. That's the thing that's crazy too. Like, Rachel Dolezal, like, she's still out here, and the fact that she's a teacher, someone hired her to be a teacher, is crazy. Little nasty ass man. Bitch, this motherfucker, I'm telling you, I swear that was the man that tried to buy some pussy off me the other day. Like, bitch, I literally walked across the street with some boxers on, and this man, like, whipped his car around and cornered me in the fucking parking lot and was like, hey, you need a ride? I was like, I'm good. I should have been like, how much money do you have? Like, bitch, in retrospect, I really wish I would have been like, do you have money? Honestly, bitch. Because here's my thought process. This is why I'm not getting no sponsors. This is why I can't get a commercial to run my shit. My God, I gotta stop. I'm sorry. Not no shade. Everyone that's telling me not to smoke, I have a better idea. How about y'all don't smoke? How about that? I feel like that's gonna solve y'all problem. Y'all will never have to deal with smoke if y'all don't. Just think about it. You. I love y'all too. Thank y'all for chilling. Listen, if you are 12, you should not be on this live. This is a cursed live. It's cursed. I'm a lady and a gentleman. Why am I wearing a crop top? Because my belly has a pimple on it, and I do not want my belly to get irritated no more. I'm really trying to also, bitch. Have you ever had the sun on your belly? I'm sorry. Are y'all new to that? Ooh. I hope y'all get into it. Get some sun on your belly, baby. Especially if you have a big belly. Get some sun on it. And if you have a private backyard, get some sun on your coochie too. But put some sunscreen on there, bitch. I'm playing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is why I can't get sponsors. Fuck. I'm joking. I don't really want to sponsor. I'm trying to be silly. If you are 12 or 10 years old, you should not be on this live. And my live is not even open to children, so I don't even know how you got on here. You must have lied about your age and your account. That's not good, children. It's not good. Okay. I love tomatoes. What we doing? Are we roasting them? Are we doing like a tomato basil vinaigrette? Today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Pisces. Because you know what? You take a tomato, smoke weed every day. Honestly, you smoke weed when you can. Smoke when you can, baby. But yeah, no, I'm really just trying to, like I said, have some sun on me, come through, talk, vibe. I also said I'm going to go to Virginia to see my mom. I'm distressed. I don't want to see her. But I know my friend needs this car. That's the only reason why I'm going down. Just trying to get this car for my girl. That's it. Ooh, bitch, actually, before I forget, I'm actually about to update my new menu. Bitch, we got mushroom bars on the menu again. Hey, and we got flavors, bitch. We got a cherry cheesecake and we got fruity pebble. And I'm really excited because I'm working with a whole new client, bitch. Oh my god. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I feel like I found a sugar daddy and like I'm shook because like I just haven't had one in a little while, bitch. And it's just been like, and like when I say sugar daddy, I mean like a weed sugar daddy. Like he just really is like so connected to the weed world and he wants to help me get into it. On top of that, I just made another contact who works in a warehouse. So, bitch, it's like, yes, my business is still crawling along, but I've been making so many contacts. Like I've been really trying to just figure out like how to get the team because that's what I needed. Not Verizon. Ooh, I had pizza last night and it was so fucking good, bitch. I'm actually never gonna go on a diet and I'm never gonna stop smoking. I'm actually gonna smoke until I die. I actually have instructed in my end of life. The menu's on Twitter, aka X. A bunny. Oh my god, it was so big. He need to calm down. Cause now I low key wanna catch one of them hoes. I'm gonna check in with my roommates and see how they would feel about that. Okay, as far as the overnights, I'm gonna be so for real. The last time I did an overnight, they actually had to refund me because my overnight took 5 days. Honestly, I would be so happy to die of smoke. Preferably from a blunt. Absolutely. Again, when we die, we're never gonna know. Listen, nobody is wasting their life. Our life is honestly not predetermined. There's no way to know what we're gonna do. There's no way to know how we're gonna shift. There's no way to know anything. Just stay curious, you guys, and try to stay nice. Like sometimes it's not possible, but and fuck nice. Try to stay kind and empathetic, and stay curious. What up, Medusa? I hope you're doing well today, y'all. I love Medusa. Medusa be doing a show. And Medusa honestly has like really great principles and I really love their content. So please check out Medusa. One day we gonna get right. I'm gonna be on the panel one day. One day, babe. I promise you it's me. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We are all working together right now. Right now in this moment. Just having a space. Oh, Medusa, it's all true. You are a lovely human, and I'm just grateful for the space that the space you hold online. And I really hope y'all go check out Medusa, because honestly, their content just be having me dying. Like, I love their panel. I love how they share. I also love how blunt they are and direct they are. I feel like if you like my content, I feel like you'll be obsessed with theirs. Like, they're so fucking organized. And again, the principles, chef's kiss. I'm not gonna work out while I smoke, you weirdo. Wow, y'all, like, here's my thing. Why don't you work out while you smoke? Why don't you work out? I just don't understand, like, why y'all are so hateful, but it's okay. Like, you can choose not to be moving forward. Like, you can actually choose, you know? I really hope you make better choices, because, bitch, just imagine being worried about somebody else's belly. Like, imagine being worried about somebody else's sandwiches, like somebody else's snacks. Like, I couldn't even imagine it. It sounds like hell. It sounds like hell. Why are you in hell? You could leave hell. Here's the thing, when people be calling me fat, I'm like, true. Now what? What are we gonna do? You gonna beat me up? They said smoke while I work out, bitch, which is funny as hell. Again, by telling people who are fat to lose weight, you are not being loving. You're not. And I'm sorry that you think that, because that means someone's done that to you. And you might be thinking that person loves you. I know what that's like. I used to have people tell me like that I didn't love myself because I'm fat. I know what that's like, and it's not true. And honestly, if you don't love yourself as a fat person, I feel like that's okay. I feel like we need to stop telling people to love themselves, because that's not okay. I feel like sometimes loving yourself, you're just not there. And I don't want people to be feeling like they gotta get to a certain point with themselves for anybody else. It's for you. Finding peace with how you look, that's for you. And if you're not there yet, you don't owe it to any of us to like yourself or to love on yourself just yet. So I just hope y'all know, like, you do not have to love yourself today. You don't. You don't have to do shit. Absolutely. But if you're not there, you're not there. I feel like a lot of fat people know what that's like to not be there. Exactly. But I also feel like being a fat person, as I told y'all, I'm gonna start having my belly out, because I'm not at all trying to not be like living in my fatness like as hard as I can, because again, I see how the fat phobia is manifesting. I see how fat people being represented and being put out there are now being like seen as like bad, and it's not good, and we're celebrating obesity. Hell yeah, we are. We're celebrating, glorifying, deifying. Absolutely. I think that some of y'all should not be shocked that there are people that want to kiss the ground fat people walk upon. And if you are, it's because you don't feel that way. And that's fine. We don't want you. What's for us will be for us. And I'm going to have another one. Because you can't just have one Hershey Kiss. It's just like, it's against the rules. They're just too delicious and good. I'm going to suck on this one though. I'm actually smoking a strain called Zoap, Zoap. It's nice. It's a nice hybrid. I wish I could eat all the pies. But I also think it's important to note that as fat phobia ramps up, we will have to hold that some of the very vocal people that like say that they hate fat, a lot of them are actually like closeted either fat lovers or they themselves would not mind being fat. And so I just want to say like to anyone out there who is like afraid of embracing their desire for fat people and fatness and are being cruel, you will be exposed one day. So it just makes sense to get right. Just get right. If you love fat people, if you want to fuck a fat person, and that doesn't mean you love fat people, be real with yourself. But baby, I watch porn just like everybody else, and I see the millions of views on this content with the fat babies. So someone is watching us, and it's not just us. In fact, I feel like unfortunately a lot of fat people internalize fat phobia, and I myself have been afflicted in that way. I have absolutely like been leery of connecting with other fat people. I've been leery of being one of the fat people in the group. Like that is just how I've lived. Ooh. I'm glad you took your 2 week break, baby. I'm excited for you to come back to it. But also, like, I'm so sorry to hear that your family has fat phobic energy. Like, that shit is so scary. It's like your own ops are living with you, counting the food. Whoa. Bitch, my mom put a door on the kitchen. Do you hear me? She put a door on the kitchen and a lock. Now, me, oh, baby, I was taking the slats out, sliding through the bottom, bitch, eating my feast, and was living life. Why one day I was taking out the slats, slid through, that bitch was sitting there waiting on me. She cussed my ass the fuck out. Oh my god, bitch. Woo! I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that bitch. She really cussed me out. And again, what was my crime? Being hungry, wanting to eat a snack in the night, in the dark like a rat. What had I done wrong? But again, like some of us have been harmed from our childhood around food, fatness, lack of exercise. Like some of us have been punished with exercise. Some of us were punished with walking. So now we don't want to. Some of us was taught we had to do push-ups for no reason. So now we don't never do push-ups because they remind us of trauma. I feel like some of y'all don't want to hold that like some fat people are only fat today because thin people harmed us when we was fat little babies. Some of us are still fat today because our habits around food and exercise and just being quote unquote healthy have been so fucking violently weaponized against us that now we're like, fuck a diet, fuck eating healthy, what's a carb? Like, that's literally me. Bitch, I used to be on the Livestrong app trying to figure out how much water I could drink and how much activity I could do to eat more food. That is sick. And I'm sorry that anybody is going through that if they are. And if you don't think it's sick that you're going through that, that's okay. But honestly, a lot of shit is disordered eating. A lot of shit is ED, babe. And fat people can have eating disorders. And I feel like a lot of us don't even know we have an eating disorder because a lot of us are projected upon that we are just eating every damn thing. So with that being said, even when you were a fat person just eating what everybody else was eating, there's still this like idea that like you're eating way more than everybody else when you're really not. Some of us are endomorphic people, like we gain fat over our muscles. And if we did more exercise, we'd still have a layer of fat over our muscles. I pray not. it's not about people mind being strong or weak, and I feel like that's ableist as fuck. And another thing I just came to, everybody, like, yo, this is gonna sound how it sounds. I know some people are gonna be mad about me saying this, but neurotypicality is, it's not what people think it is, in my opinion. I genuinely believe that like the concept of neurodivergence is being weaponized in a particular way because we are exposing that there is no such thing as neurotypical. The more of us that speak about neurodivergence and the ways that our mind works, the more that the fucking science has to hold that this is the natural state of humanity. We're not fucking built to be fucking staring at a screen and typing and talking on a damn phone and doing everything, exploiting labor. We're not built for that. And so, of course, like we're in the age of Aquarius. Ages last 2,500 years. We are in the age of Aquarius as of 2011. And ages take time to start getting on. But I want y'all to remember, like, there was a time where we didn't have receipts, where shit would just be happening and we don't even know. Now everything is cataloged. We've learned. We've paid attention long enough to know we got to keep paying attention. We got to notice patterns. Like, these are things that our brains are supposed to do. But the things that we're being taught that we're supposed to do is not real. And that's what bothers me. Like, we're being taught that we have to be socialized in a particular way mentally. That's not real. And I know some people don't want to hear that. Because I know some people are scared about being neurodivergent. But, like, honestly, like, I think that's the natural state of a human. Because they want us to think we supposed to be going to a job that fulfills us 0%. We're supposed to be paying these high ass rents. Like, think about what they think is neurotypical. That's what I'm saying. Like, think about what they're telling us is normal behavior. Mm. That one had like a cinnamon note. That's so good. Oh my God, I love Hershey Kisses. They're so tasty. But yeah, as I was saying though, like, there's a desire for us to be performing neurotypicality. And it's deeper than just that. We're supposed to be performing white supremacy. Like, we're supposed to be performing whiteness. That's a, like, you know what, let's go back to Risa. That's why Risa is getting so much sympathy. Because that is what people want black women to be like. Like, let's be clear. They want a black woman who's like, yeah, that black man harmed me, and like I should, like, all the time she victim blames herself. That's why she's being rewarded. Because that is honestly what I truly believe is like part of the gaslighting. Like, they can't just like take deep dark skinned people and couch them in unsavory behavior and continuously show it to us. They know that blackness has caught on to the covert and nuanced ways that the world is like perpetuating anti-blackness. Now it's even like more covert, where they're like, you know what? They're like, this woman, yeah. It's just like, I'm just saying, pay attention to who they're saying is a black woman and who they're saying we love her, we like her. Just pay attention. Just pay fucking attention. Because it's honestly frustrating at times to notice that, like, they will take someone who is clearly mixed, like a Krishan, and like that's the thing too, is like Krishan, like, we see Krishan being abusive, we see her being just weird, and like no one's being like, that is a mixed person, you know? Here's the thing, I don't think anybody should not reward Tisa or Risa, excuse me. I don't think anybody should not. What I'm trying to note is that, like, her telling her story and also like including that she loves the cops, it's not just about like what she went through. It's how she's holding herself after being disrespected, victimized, harmed. Krishan is absolutely a mixed person. And so is Blueface. Again, the ways that people use. Krishan is like me, like has a mixed parent and a black parent. Exactly. See, Steve saying Krishan is Spanish. She's not just light skinned. I promise you. I promise you that. I promise you that. I mean no shade. I mean no shade. You could check on it. Just check on it. You don't have to believe me. Risa said she loves law enforcement. She respects law enforcement. She fuck with the cops. Again, there's a certain type of black women that are allowed to be rooted for and to be celebrated in particular ways. And if you're a light skinned mixed person who is claiming blackness, depending on what you've done, some folks may or may not hold the space for you. I just feel like Krishan is being held as a black woman. She's not, but she's being held as a black woman for sure. Exactly. She's extremely anti-black and colorist. Again, I'm not trying to like drag anybody for not knowing things. Like again, us mixed people are diabolical. So it's never on anybody black to be finding out someone's mixed in black spaces. Like I just want to put that out there right now. Like you're never the fool for like us being weird and like not having black parents telling us what we need to hear. You could never be the one that did something wrong or just didn't understand. Here's the thing, Risa working for the law and respecting law enforcement are two different things. I feel like you can, maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. I'm not gonna do too much. Absolutely. I know you see it. Listen, I have a belly pimple and I wanted to get some sun. I put some fucking some cleanser on it, and I put some coconut oil on it. So, cause you know what I mean, baby, we try not to get a scar. Again, it's nothing negative about anybody. I don't think anybody's saying anything shady. You can feel free to drag me if folks feel opposite. Um. Not cold grits. Not because they're paying for rent. I'm crying. Whoa. Like I was saying though, like I feel like Risa working for the cops and loving the cops, they probably do go hand in hand. You know? I mean, I don't know. Again, I feel like there's a whole nother conversation, ain't it? It's definitely got to be a whole nother conversation, right? Like, it's not, like, we're no longer just talking about Risa once we start talking about how she loved the cops. I feel like the combo is now changing, and so I just want to be candid that, like, I do not hate people who love the cops. But I don't know what they about to do when this shit go left. That's all I'm saying. I feel like I don't hate nobody that don't fuck with the cops, but I don't know what people expect, like who say that, like when everything goes left. That's where I'm at with it. I don't know what they think, cause I don't fuck with cops, and if I was in a position to where I could actively engage with that reality, um, I would not be talking about it here with y'all. Clearly, it would be a whole different situation. But because I'm not, I have to keep it super cute. But again, people who love the cops be like, I love the cops. And depending on who you're around, people are not gonna think it's a bad thing. Again, I don't want anyone to think that I have drama with Risa or I think anything bad about her just because I'm naming that like there's reasons why she's being rewarded. I'm just trying to acknowledge that like there is a reason why people are like, yes, we want this black woman to get access in a particular way. I don't really like to vape. I'm not a vapor. I'm not against vapes. I don't think vapes are bad. But I'm not a vapor. I disagree. I think like going to the palace is insane. Like I love people so much. I love y'all so much, but if I see you going to the fucking to the White House, if I see you going I'm so sorry. If I see you going to the White House or I see you going to the palace, I know something. And I don't mean to be shady. And if those are the places that you want to go, out of all the places you could go, I know something. It is what it is, babe. You live in your truth. I don't care. I don't care. I haven't done mushrooms in a minute. I did take some the other day, but it wasn't a successful trip because I got scared in the middle of it. And yes, I've taken mushrooms a lot of times. I still be getting shook sometimes because, like, sometimes I get worried that I don't have the space to take them. Like, there's a part of me that feels like I drank wine last night, so I don't know if I should take them today because I try to, like, be a little bit more. But I feel like I try to. I'm at a point where I'm trying to take bigger doses because I've been taking micros for a minute. I'm from Connecticut. Miss Rich is not a troll. I feel like I have triggered her and I've stressed her the fuck out, and I feel like she's reacting from that space between me and you. I feel like Miss Rich is not a problem. She's not a troll. She's been here for years. I've been fucking with her for a while. As she said, she's been here for over 10 years. So she's not a troll. I think, unfortunately, I think that, again, I triggered her with certain things that I've said. And, like, so don't do that. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think that she's trolling. I think that, like, she's upset, and I feel like it's valid. And I'm hoping that I'm not giving dismissive. Like, I just feel like she's been in the chat. Trust me, she's definitely been in the chat. She's definitely been in the chat. Like, she's a cool person. She's usually cool. Like, I just feel like you right now. I don't think she's feeling the vibes, and I feel like it's okay. That's okay. Like, again, like, I don't know exactly what I said that wasn't like what I said that you disagree with. I know that you were frustrated with me acknowledging the skin tone of this woman who is not deep dark skin. I want to go back to that though. Most black people are dark skinned. I know people get upset at that statement, which is frustrating, but most black people are deep dark skin. That is the shade of tone that people are harming. That is literally like why laws are set up to keep certain people out of places. They are actively attacking deep dark skinned people. We must be clear about that. We must be candid. That is like the whole crux of anti-blackness. When you look back historically and you see black people being harmed, who do you see? You don't see a bunch of fucking Mariah Careys and light skins. Let's be fucking clear. The harm is really resting against deep dark skinned people. Not only that, but mixed people have been able to evade harm systemically, like for the whole time. Like, there's literally, babes, every time I turn around, somebody mixed is talking about their mixed ancestor from motherfucking enslavement, evading motherfucking harm. Literally, Beyonce. Literally, look into Beyonce's fucking ancestry and her story about how her enslaved, uh, very mixed ancestor fucked on the white man. Like, I just feel like, honestly, at the end of the fucking day, like, we are constantly bombarded with mixed people saying weird shit about mixed people, and weird ass conversations about fucking the one drop rule are steady happening. I also want to say, again, when we're talking about colorism, we're always talking about the harm that's happening towards deep dark skinned people. What's happening to people that are not deep dark skin, like the people in between, they are still protected by the colorist ways of harming deep dark skinned people. So yes, there is a term called safe brown. There's a term called brown skin. Those two terms are created were created to differentiate themselves from deep dark skinned black people. There's a reason people say that they're brown skin, they're cinnamon, they're caramel. There's a reason people say shit like that. They don't just say it just to be exotifying. They say it to acknowledge that they're not the deepest, darkest shade. So that's why we acknowledge that. And I feel like, again, as a light skinned person who's mixed, I don't have the fucking privilege to be, well, I don't have, well, how am I trying? I'm trying to say this in a particular way. I'm not going to sit up here and allow for all of us to be like saying wayward shit around colorism especially at the point of unlearning that I'm at. That is a very violent thing that's happening in these comments, and I'm trying so hard to like not be like meeting violence with violence, but I am trying to acknowledge that even me wanting to like still meet y'all with love is an act of harm to deep dark skinned people who are here, who are seeing the combo unfold in a particular way. So I just want to be candid that I've been trying to be like not super pointed, and I'm realizing in this moment that that's been causing harm to other people, and that is why I'm talking the way I'm talking now. Because you not agreeing with me, that's fine, but what we must agree on is that harm is happening to deep dark skinned people. And so when we talk about people who are not deep dark skinned, we're talking about people that have a potential of privilege, and that is what I'm trying to offer. And see Henrietta saying I'm not light skinned, like again, when we talk about the conversation of colorism, I am a light skinned person. And if you don't think I'm light skinned, you're probably light skinned too. And I don't mean that to be shitty. I mean that to just say that the proximity we have to deep dark skinned people is privilege. Depending on how like the proximity away from deep dark skinned people is privilege. The lighter you are, the more privilege you have. Period. I don't know why I'm holding this like this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. But what I'm trying to offer is like, because I'm a lighter skinned person, what I allow people to say in this space, and I'm not trying to restrict conversation, but what I am trying to acknowledge is that like when people are like moving in a way that's like, oh well, I don't think that mixed people, or I don't think that these people are mixed. I feel like when we're what we're not hearing is like there are black people that know they're black people. There are mixed people that know they're mixed people. But there are people being gaslit into believing that there are mixed people who are black. And there are mixed people who are gaslighting black people into thinking that they're black. We've seen it. And what's worse is we're seeing like white people doing it now. Like it's worse. Like I feel like honestly like I had to hold myself accountable because like Rachel Dolezal was enabled by people like myself, like people who are stratifying the one drop rule. Like we are literally the reason why there are people who are non-black that are able to be in black spaces. Here's the thing, I'm not trying to like fight with Miss Rich. What I'm noting is that like there's a conversation unfolding about people being mixed and people being black, and I feel like it's honestly uncomfortable, but I also feel like it does illuminate uncomfortable realities. Again, yeah, Kamala. Yeah, Kamala, thank you so much. Kamala is clearly a mixed woman. Kamala is clearly a mixed woman. She's clearly mixed. It's okay that she's mixed. But her being mixed and her flattening her identity is a thing that is harming black people, but people will think that it's not harm. People do think that as mixed people who are in black spaces are not being harmful. That's unfortunate. It's not true. We are causing harm. Even me having this conversation, I know some people will be seeing it as me trying to harm somebody or me being like racist, which sucks. It sucks. But like I also in knowing that is why I'm communicating the way I am. I feel like I have to break the fourth wall. I have to say the things that people could be thinking because I know it's not that. Not I've never stood on that, but here's the thing, I'm not saying you did stand on it. What I'm trying to offer is that the one drop rule is including Kamala now. That's why I'm getting clear about my mixedness, because there are people like Kamala and lighter that are saying they're black and using that to become, and the way that light skinned mixed people who are women get to claim blackness. And when I say get to, I feel like that's not even the accurate thing. It's very much it's I'm telling y'all, like it's gaslighting. It's a big gaslighting, and some people are in on it. Some people are in on it. Like when people call Beyonce black, it's part of the gaslighting. Thought crimes. I appreciate you. It is complex, and I know that it's not something that everyone's talking about, and I'm really trying to have grace and like not be an asshole, and I'm sorry for like how the conversation was going. Like, I don't think that it's okay for people to call you a troll, because I know you're not a troll. I know you've been here. But at the same time, I do think that like for someone to call you a troll, I think is from their experience with anti-blackness and colorism. I feel like that's what maybe is not hitting, is that like the people that are pushing back are triggering people as well. Like, not just the people that are triggered by the statement, by the truth. The people that are triggered by the truth are triggering the people that are knowing the truth as well. So we have to hold that. I never said Risa wasn't a black woman. I said she wasn't deep dark skin. I said that Risa was not deep dark skin. I also said Legion has a type, and a lot of his exes are not deep dark skin. They are lighter skin mixed women. But I never said Risa was not black. I'm sorry that that might have been lost in translation, and I'm sorry if I did say that because I'd be high and talking. But I don't remember saying that Risa was not black. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I want to know is that one thing that I've shared before is that when I started learning about colorism, when I say learning, I just mean when I started to listen to deep dark skinned people, I started to ask some deep dark skinned people that I was in community with about my behavior. And I could tell after a time that that was inappropriate to do, because not only does that put that deep dark skinned person on the spot to be talking about something that might be painful, I'm also asking them to acknowledge something that they may not feel comfortable talking about with a light skinned person. No matter how much I may be trying to learn, I can always be an op. And so just like how some of us may have white friends, but we don't say certain things to them or tell them about certain aspects of anti-blackness, there's still that, that dynamic of power where like me asking someone deep dark skin about my impact in the past or even in the moment could actually be quite harmful. So I just want to put that out there. Clar, I appreciate you for saying what you said and clearing it up. I feel like, people wanting to go to Buckingham Palace and them not seeing that a part of whiteness. Some people not ready, babe. That's all I'm gonna say. Here's the thing. I feel like maybe that's a part of anti-blackness that I'm not seeing. That like, even suggesting that this black woman wanting to go to the palace is like her connecting with whiteness in a particular way could be seen as anti-black. I'll hold that. I'll hold that for sure. Damn, bitch, I wish I had 6 buckets of chicken. Goddamn. Don't make me horny again, please. I, Between me and you, yes, there are black people that live in London. I don't know too many that's trying to go be up near Buckingham Palace. I know they love to fat shame me, and it's so funny. Why am I fat? Because food, snacks. I love to eat snacks. Food is good. Have a blessed day. They be so mad when you fat and you not fucking irked. A historical site of violence. I'm sorry. Let's have a real quick history lesson real quick. The only reason there are kings and queens are because they hate black people. I love you. I love you so much. The only reason why there's a Queen of England is because of racism and anti-blackness. They would not exist. if they didn't hate black people. I love you so much. I love you so fucking much. But there's no such thing as a fucking queen or a king. They made it up to harm black people and white people, but mostly black people. And then making it up makes white people think, oh, we're special. We could be a king or a queen one day. It's a social experiment. That's psychopathy. That's why I'm saying most black people that I am around do not want to go see a queen because they're aware of the historical implications of why she's a queen. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know how you're seeing it. Listen, if people want to go to see the queen, that's fine, but people kind of know something now, you know? Again, you work in law enforcement and you want to go see the queen. All right. We just not in that time, baby. We talking about free Palestine. That shit's all connected. You think the crown gives a fuck about Palestine? Hell no. They helping Israel. It's honestly a deeper political conversation than some people want to have. And I get it. But we're out of time, baby. We're out of time. I've been trying to tell y'all the end of the world has already happened, baby. We're running out of options for what the fuck is next. That's what I'm trying to offer. So I don't want to get too caught up talking about going to go see the palace. Because, baby, fuck a palace. That's how I feel. You could feel different. But at the same time, you feeling different, you got to ask yourself why that is. I don't think that it's a problem that she's being rewarded. I think that like people will be I think that the way people are excited about how she's being rewarded will inform other black women on how to operate in the future. I think that's more where I'm coming from. That like, darker skinned women will maybe say, well, maybe I'll get into law enforcement. Maybe I'll start to work with the law. Maybe I'll start to be more conservative. That could be it. Listen, I know Miss Rich is definitely like having a moment, and like I'm really trying to just extend grace because again, I know she's been here for a while, but I do want to like kind of just, should I do a poll about like just the about what's going on because like I do want to get a consensus from like people and how they're feeling because I'm not trying to be fucked up here and I'm not trying to be dogpiling on Miss Rich either because again if Miss Rich want to go to the fucking palace she could go to the palace like let her go. I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody going to the palace, but it is a politic. Word, yeah. But I do think that unfortunately, when we did start talking about how a deep, dark skinned black woman will be received, I do think that that's when the combo went left. And I do think we have to address that. We have to address that. I truly believe. Now, if folks don't agree with me, that's okay. But when we are talking about this story that happened, I think that the issue is folks were noting that there are deep, dark skinned black women who talk about stuff like this. Again, again, again. I understand that people do not want to analyze certain things, and I can understand people being like, "Oh, don't comment on Risa because she's a black woman." I'm holding that as well. What I'll say is that this story exploded across all communities for a fucking reason, and we gotta talk about it. And it's okay to talk about it. We're not saying that Risa don't deserve to get a free trip and live life. I don't think there's anything wrong with what she's up to. But I do think that like in the climate of today, it's easy to kind of categorize where she's at. And that's why I said she's a Sinclair who wants to be a Regine. And I mean that with love because I feel like that could also come off as fat phobic. But what I'm trying to offer is Regine always gave off to me as very like maybe not white aspiring, but absolutely like interested in upgrading her life constantly, like not settling for what she has. Whereas I feel like Sinclair was very happy with where she was, where her and her man, they were it was my man, my man, my man, you know. And am I gonna say Sinclair is a pick me or drag her or be a weirdo? No, I just feel like Sinclair is, you know, and I'm gonna go there. Sinclair is the light skinned woman who has recent black ancestry enough to, and Overton is a light skinned black man who clearly has recent black ancestry as well. And they were two recently mixed people who were just black enough to be in the room and have a loving relationship. And people don't want to talk about that probably, and that's okay. But I'm going to bring it up because as a mixed person, I am absolutely trying to hold myself accountable for being in certain rooms and why I was there and who invited me and what happened. Hey, baby, hope you're doing well. Not this ain't the video for logically thinking. Damn, Miss Rich. I really don't think I'm speaking for black women's experiences. I think I'm just trying to offer that like Risa has a certain politic and so she's someone people will root for. Think about all the black women that we're seeing today that are being like dragged or not seen as like good enough. Like my mind instantly goes to Sukihana, and I know some people will say like, "Oh, she's a whore, she's doing too much," and it's like, babe, Suki is a black woman who's an entertainer. Yes, she is overtly sexual, but I will also hold that there are white counterparts that exist. There are so many white women who do nasty, sexy, thoughty shit, and they're never going to be slandered like her, and they're never going to be experiencing what she's experiencing in terms of massage and war. Like, just like I see thought pieces on Sexy Red, I do not see the same thought pieces on someone who is clearly mixed and benefiting from the one drop rule like Ice Spice. Ice Spice, Cardi B are the two biggest examples of using the one drop rule and weaponizing it. And people will act like they don't see it, but I'll even bring a bitch out the fucking crypt. Queen, that weird light skinned girl from YouTube who was used to date that boy Chris, and they used to have that weird relationship and was showing their family. I think she with Clarence now. It don't matter. Her becoming famous is a part of light skin privilege because the music was not that good. However, people like to see the relationship which became a product, and that's a formula that we see across a lot of YouTube channels. We'll see a very obvious light skinned person with a black man, and they'll have a whole family channel, and people will be addicted to watching these mixed people create more kids. Like, I've seen mixed people create children, and that is the focus of their whole fucking shit. What up, Kita? Exactly. No, I'm grateful for you bringing up Monique, because Monique being a fat, dark skinned black woman, who is being candid about how she's being treated, like she is constantly being treated poorly, even though like she's naming things that are harmful. Even the smear campaign with her son, I do not believe we should be commenting on her and her son. That situation being brought to light is weird, mainly because I have a bad relationship with my mother. At the same time, if my mom was saying something that was real, I wouldn't be trying to take this moment from her. And I just want to put that out there. That whatever the fuck is going on with her and Shalon is fucked up, sure. But this ain't the moment. And it's sad to say this, But massaging war is a hell of a motherfucking drug, and people will really think that a black woman deserves pain when she really deserves respect. And there will be so many people that will be collaborating with this painful event that it will honestly seem like it's reasonable. I have seen other black women collaborate with this motherfucking content and act as if it's reasonable for her to be getting taken down a peg by her son that she has a clearly bad relationship with. With that being said, that bad relationship with her son is something that is on her to figure out and on him to accept in the future. We as the public have nothing to do with that, and it's frustrating because, again, people will really use this as a moment to be like, see, fuck Monique. And we should never be on the same page with the powers that be. Like, if the people harming her are saying fuck Monique, we probably shouldn't be there. Probably shouldn't be there. I think it's okay to shut the fuck up and not be a part of the conversation, but I don't think it makes sense to be doing what the powers that be are doing and try to silence her. But with that being said, I'm never trying to take away from a black woman. I'm sorry that what I said about Risa came across as if I was trying to critique her in a negative way. What I was trying to offer is that when black women get rewarded for certain behavior, or existing in a certain way, it's important to take note because there are going to be black women who get taken down for nothing. For nothing. And we have to take a note of that too. And so I just wanted folks to pay attention to how when Risa is telling her story, she's also being super critical of herself. And in retrospect, I feel like, as I said, the only thing I think she did wrong was want to be loved. And I'll stand by that till I die because I've seen it. I've seen people want to be loved to the point where they're dealing with someone that's not treating them good. And people will call you stupid for dealing with that person not treating us good, but they won't think about how we got here. We didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what? I really want to get treated like shit right now. Really want to get disrespected. Really want to waste my fucking time. No, no. Like, that's not how it goes. Like, people invest in harming you, and then when you figure it out, it's too late. And you know it's too late. And I think that that's why I'm bothered slightly by her content, because she knew that people were gonna drag her, and so she dragged herself. Really? Wait, if you were Legion, you would make a video? I heard Legion made a video. I don't care to watch his video though. I want him to get no views. Like, I just feel like from for me, it was fuck him on the first video. I didn't need 50 parts. I'm gonna be so for real. Once I found out he didn't really get the motherfucking house, once I found out the house didn't work out, oh, I wasn't fucking with him no more. Because I feel like but again, I've been through so much stuff that I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for too many shoes to drop. But again, I've been traumatized by men, so I already know if I get played, and that's why I'm not dealing with nobody right now. Because I'm like, if I get played, people are going to be like, why don't you know to not get played? You've been played so many times. Why aren't you protecting yourself? Why aren't you setting better boundaries? Bitch, that's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is protecting myself and setting better boundaries. My phone dry as hell. As soon as bitch, nah. I'd be like, nope. Let me see a flag. I don't even care what color it be. I'll just run away. I'm not dealing with nobody. I'm scared of dealing with anybody. I had a convo with somebody that was 4 hours long last night, and all I did was gather red flags throughout the whole thing. But the conversation was so delicious. It was a good convo, but the way he was dropping, the way he was foreshadowing, the way he was saying things, like at one point, we really got into a whole convo back and forth about how me calling myself mixed was like weird to him, and how, I should be saying I'm black and do, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like trying to explain to him about erasure, and like Maya's World has an amazing video called "Will Dark Skinned People Be in the Future?" And I really want people to watch that video because honestly, I never want to be a light-skinned person talking too long about colorism. It don't make no sense. I don't know anything about it. I just be listening and hearing what people are saying. I don't understand. I'll never understand. Just like somebody white will never understand anti-blackness, I'll never understand anti-blackness either. I'll just be holding space for the fact that it could be unfolding and I have to pay attention. With that being said, Miles World's video about are there dark skinned people in the future? it was an important video to watch because it really did have me realizing that, you know, my position and my politics are going to be met with a lot of criticism because the erasure is already so motherfucking, it's already so far gone. Like, there's people fighting me about me saying I'm mixed. That's how gone the convo is. The convo is more gone than people want to hold. It's deeper than like people just being mixed and going. Like, people are actively saying like, no, you're a black person, and like acting as if like you're doing something fucked up by like acknowledging that you're not, and then also enacting that like you're trying to be divisive. Like, it becomes a very weird combo very quickly depending on who I'm talking to. And it's awkward because, again, when I hear deep dark skinned people speak and I'm listening to them and I echo their sentiments, there will be moments where deep dark skinned people will come to me and be like, thank you for saying what we've been saying. And I'll have a moment where I'm grateful that they saw me in the convo, like going in, but then I'm also forced to sit with the reality that there were so many mixed people and so many anti-black people that might have been black people. Like, the convo was just so full of colorists that it's like I can't ignore that. Like, they were grateful, but like they had to sit through all that. Like, that it's like, no matter where, no matter what's happening, if a dark skinned person is grateful for my behavior, that means there was violence. So again, what I'm trying to offer is that like there's so many layers to this combo that I'm understanding more and more that like there are gonna be some people that are like, I don't want to hear it, and I try to give grace, especially if they're a deep dark skinned person. But if you're a mixed person or a fellow light skinned person, I think that it's okay to be uncomfortable because I'm not comfortable either. Like, I'm not comfortable, and I feel like even seeking comfort is not the goal, and it's not realistic. Like, I don't think we're ever going to be comfortable because, again, us being comfortable means that like other people are being harmed. Like, I feel like I just had a white person tell me that, you know, it's hard for them to engage about anti-blackness and white supremacy because they're so uncomfortable. And I'm like, but don't you think about how whenever you thought you were comfortable, other people were more uncomfortable? And even now, your discomfort is nothing, really. Like, shame that you get to sit with privately. So that's why, again, I think it's important for me to be here and be just as loud as my goofy ass was when I was out here naming myself as black and invoking the one drop rule. Because essentially that's what's happening. When people who are mixed say that they're black, when people who are obviously not black say that they're black, they are weaponizing the one drop rule. And we have to start seeing that as anti black violence. We have to. Because when we start seeing it as anti black violence, we're able to be a little bit more clear about how people are moving around us. Like, some people are actively telling us that they are anti-black. Some people actively are telling us that they steal and exploit from black people. And so, like I said, like, I don't want to, again, I'm not trying to talk too long about this, but I will take a moment to be kind of slightly messy and just say that I was talking to this man that was like saying he was interested in me or whatever, and we were having a good combo, but you know, as we're talking, like, I feel like we both talked about our exes, but he brought up his ex a lot. And from what he said, like, she was, like, in her 20s and had 2 kids. And he was saying that that was, like, the best relationship he's ever had. And how, like, they're honestly, like, 45 minutes apart. So they weren't, like, living together. They were, like, dating for, like, maybe 3 months. And then she dumped him. He never met her kids. I'm like, you have a very low bar for best relationship. Like, he was saying he thought he would marry her. I'm like, oh wow. Like I said, I spent the whole combo just gathering red flags. I'm definitely not talking to him again because, like, I just feel like he even said, like, he's not looking for anything, and neither am I. But I feel like I need someone a little less fresh out of getting dumped. Yo, here's the thing. Anybody who's here, they like to see a fat bitch. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're sitting up in here typing, you're like, why are you, as a fat phobe, watching a fat person? Why are you helping my views? Like, think about it like that. Exactly. I'm just saying, just think about it. Cause all the blood is somewhere else, ain't it? You gotta really start thinking. If you were scared, you wouldn't be typing. People who are scared run. People who are scared, well, that's not true. Cause there's fear, there's fawn, there's freeze, there's other ways. Not people watching isn't fat acceptance. I'm crying. Here's my thing. I feel like people watching are all types of people. There's some people that probably do appreciate what I'm saying, but there's also probably a lot of people that are like, I hate fat people. But it's like, if you hate fat people, why would you watch us? Like, even taking the time to bully us is letting us know that you feel so strongly about us. I'm sorry. I'm like talking to a psychoanalyst right now, and like it's just like, let's be candid. Like, you're not spending time investing in something, even to bully, if there's not something there for you. It just is what it is. And it's fine, but I know people love my belly. I know that's why y'all are here. It's some people right now jacking off. At least let me get a like, boo. Let me get a like. Let me stop. This is why I don't have any sponsors. This is why I don't have no motherfucking. This is why I can't get a fucking a commercial to play on my shit. Listen, if you're focused on my appearance, I really want you to just like get some help. You can dial 211 and they'll talk to you for free. Just so you know. I really want you to get some help. Real talk. Because what I'm eating is not gonna make you shit. That's what I'm trying to figure out with you. Like, do you understand that? Because I don't think you understand that. Right. Like, if I'm watching a bitch and I think that they look bad or I don't like how they look, I'm not going to take time to tell a bitch I don't like how they look. I'm just gonna get away from the bitch. I'm gonna protect my peace. But it's okay. I can tell they're triggered. I love it though. Like, that's why I'm out here with my belly, bitch, because I want to normalize it. I want to normalize fat bellies. Little side roll, little jiggle. Yeah, like, actually, we're not hiding, bitch. Because I used to wear hoodies in the summer, ho. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it no more. This ain't even a crop top, bitch. I literally tied this shit up to put my belly out here because I want you to see it. I want you to see it. I want to be perceived. Again, if you were scared, you wouldn't even tell me. You wouldn't even tell me, babe. If you were experiencing fear right now, you wouldn't even bother. You would just be in your fear, but that's okay. That's alright. I like how I look. I like my belly. It's cute. My appearance doesn't offend. You're offended because you hate fat people. And that's okay. You can do that in your room, away from me. You don't have to be here, but you want to be here because you like talking to a fat bitch. Honestly, I'm going to tell your boys you talking to a fat bitch. I'm about to tell all your friends that you be watching a fat bitch on live. Yeah, take the screenshots, y'all. Get the screenshots because I want screenshots of everybody that's in here. I'm going to everybody friend. I'm telling all your mans, y'all be in a fat bitch live, watching fat bitches eat cake. They don't feel bad for me. They don't feel bad for me. Oh, the whole live isn't about fat people. You just got here. You're late. The live has been going on for almost 3 hours. Just being candid. No, you clearly don't care about me, but it's okay because I don't come here for you to care about me. I came here just to be a fat bitch. And I think I did my job. I think I did it. Exactly. Yes, get into it. And you love it. And you love it too. That's why you're still here. That's why you're talking to me. Hey, babes. Look at all my fans. Look at all my fans in here. I love it. It's okay. We can be delusional together, bestie. What? Thank you for noticing me. It's rose petals. I'm trying to get a sponsor. I'm trying to get a commercial. Thank you. I appreciate. Oh, I do want love and acceptance, but I have also given it to myself. What a gift, right? Because honestly, bitch, I can afford that. Okay? I can afford to love and accept myself. Okay? Because some of us, we not there. Some of us acting real broke about ourselves. So just keep that in mind, babe. You deserve to love and accept yourself, at least. And I'm not saying you gotta show your belly on live. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Baby, if I'm struggling, I'm struggling. What next? What next? Do you want to be a bully for the rest of your life? Is this just your bully era? Are you committed to the role? I wonder. Cause I personally, I much prefer to be a lover. It's so hard to be mean to y'all because y'all are so cute. Like it's the way y'all want my attention. It's the way y'all want my attention. Like how could I be mad at you? Like you're so cute. I could never be mad at none of y'all. Oh baby, I'm not overconfident. I'm just confident enough. You could never measure it. You could never measure my confidence. But don't worry. Don't worry. I got it. I got it. And I have enough to not even need to be mean to you. Do you see that? You see how that goes? You see how that goes? Like, I like myself so much, I don't have to be mean to you. I don't have to. I don't have to give you nothing mean. I still don't think you're worth that. You see that? I still don't think you're worth being mean to. So just keep that in mind. When you have confidence and you really like yourself, you don't have to be mean to people. You don't have to. There's no point. So just keep that in mind, babies. Like when you actually tap into you and who you are, you don't have to be mean to people. It's not necessary. You just remove yourself. Not everybody can do it, bitch. That's why I'm smiling, because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. You know? I used to not be able to do that. I used to be so caught up in what y'all were perceiving, but now I'm like, I actually see myself. I actually see who I am. So that's why I'm just like, I can't really. I don't got it. All I got is acceptance and joy and abundance for me, bitch. And the people that love me and that treat me with respect and kindness, bitch. That's all I have. If you're mean to me, bitch, I'm gonna just try to give you a little piece of this kindness. Because, like, you know what? Something that hit, and I found this on Instagram. I wish I knew who said this. They said you be thinking you see shit in people. Like, but you really be seeing shit is missing. And that really hit me. Because, like, I really felt that. Like, when shit is missing, people see so much in you, don't they? When you don't have it. People think they see such bad, evil, fucked up, negative, and it's like you just don't got it. You just don't got it. So, baby, now I got it. Like, I've been spending my time trying to get it. Okay? And what I got, I don't got to be mean to nobody. Because, again, I see something's missing. You can really tell. You can really tell what's missing with people when they start talking. When all they got to say is mean stuff, that's all they got. It's missing. The love, the praise, the care, the concern, the sweetness. It's missing. That's why it's not worth it to be mean to y'all. Cause shit is missing. Exactly. Like you could tell me to go to the gym, and what next? Cause here's the thing. What y'all are saying, here's what I hear. Get in the gym. You know what I hear? Go spend some money so that I want to look at you. Go do something so that I want to perceive you with beauty. Because what is pretty, what is beautiful other than being looked at? People want us really badly to shift for their perception. There's no need. There's no need. You've unfortunately stumbled across a fat bitch that is at peace. And I pray you meet more of us, because we exist. We're not worried about going to the gym and to look better for you. We're not worried about it. We're not worried about being perceived by you as fuckable. We're not worried. It's not even about being pretty. Like, even if you don't think of yourself as a pretty person, you're still worthy. It's just the truth. Like, people thinking that you're attractive, like, that's not what makes you worthy. It's not. It's a nice thing. It feels good, true. And I'm not going to say that it doesn't help in life for people to be attracted to you. I'll be a liar if I said that. But people perceiving you and thinking of you as beautiful is just one part. I just hope y'all know that. There's just one part of it. Liking who you are, liking yourself, treating people with kindness. That's what makes people really beautiful. And I know that shit seems Disney, but it's the truth. Treating people with respect and empathy. That's what a true beauty does. A true beauty shows love. A true beauty doesn't need to be mean to anyone. Even if people are showing their ass and being quite gross and terrible, a true beauty can actually just remove their energy. A true beauty doesn't need to motherfucking engage with hostility, because a true beauty doesn't have that. A true beauty is not hostile. It's true, bitch. I'm a true beauty. Like, I know some people can't handle it. Like, honestly, like, I know some people can't handle it. Bitch, mind, body, soul is on fleek. Equal beauty in the way I look and speak and think. That's how I feel. Honestly, Oshun, bitch. Me. Bitch, honestly, y'all are lucky I only got one phone, because I'll be playing that song right the fuck now. But Oshun, Oshun, me. That's my song right now. That's my song right now. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Like, I love y'all so much. I do not care about a hater. What is a hater? What is a hater really? What is a hater really, babe? Like, oh, oh, what are they? Like, I wish I would focus on the haters. Like, that's so, doesn't make sense. Listen, my shit is age restricted, so it should only be 18 plus up on here. Whoa, I'm crying, the wilted. Listen, that hurt me, bitch. That hurt me. That one hurt me, babe. A lot of us being neglected, bitch. And that's the other thing, too. A lot of us is not fucking getting the support that we need from our parents. So that also doesn't mean we're not worthy of being supported and being loved. I'm going to see my mom this weekend. I'm dreading it. I do not want to see her. But I hope there's some good ass food in Virginia for real. Not haters let you know you're growing. I'm crying. I just feel like, just imagine spending your time looking at somebody and being mean to them. Like, that is so miserable. Like, like, you just on the live just being mean. It's such a beautiful day. Like, you could really go outside and go do a picnic. Like, you could bring ramen noodles to the park. You could. No one can stop you. You could bring a candy bar, a honey bun, a Jamaican beef patty. I'm just saying. You could bring anything to the park and enjoy it. Y'all are sweet, but yeah, like I said, I'm really not hiding my belly no more. Like, the nicer the weather gets, the more y'all are about to be sick of me, because I'm about to have my gut out all the time. Because I'm just really tired of putting my belly in my pants. I just don't see it for this year. It's going to be too hot for that. Ooh, I wish. I really don't want to see my mom. My mom birthed me and then abused me and abandoned me. So I think it's okay for me to not want to see her. I think it's okay for people to not want to see their parent because of the way they treated them. I just want to put that out there for anybody out there who don't really like their parents, but their parents be trying to give them money and shit later in life, try to give them resources later in life. I just want you to know, like, you're not a bad person. Like, you didn't deserve that neglect, and now they are trying to switch up and make it seem like they're a good parent, and that's not okay. And I hope you know that. I hope you know that your parent didn't doesn't get to treat you like that. And if you want to get away from them, that's okay. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry the weather's not nice where you are. Oh, babe, the hair is not. It's not hairing. I have to take it out, and I'm tired. I'm crying. Y'all are funny as fuck. Minnie, I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. Listen, I'm not trying to be antagonistic. I just really like. I don't know. I feel like I was. I feel like you know how people say like fake confidence till you believe it. I feel like that's really where I was in the beginning of my YouTube journey. Like I was really thinking like confidence was like bold moves and like I used to think confidence is a lot of things that it isn't to me now. So. Mm, I'm fucking crying. But now I'm just like, it's just so clear. Like I said, like when people are just fucking being mean, it's like, damn, something's going on with you, bitch. And I don't mean that to be mean. I mean that to be like, yo, handle this. What the fuck? Like you over here projecting meanness on people. What's going on? What's happening where you are? Who talking to you like that? Because people only talk like how people talk to them. That's the real talk. That's the truth. When people talk to you real crazy, I'm telling you, it's because that's people talking to them real crazy. Being mean to them. And that's all they know. Because I'm fat. That's literally it. I'm just a fat bitch, and people think that it's like okay to be mean to fat people. Like people really hate fat people so much. They don't think that we're like worthy of care and compassion and kindness. It's really fucked up. But at the end of the day, like I know that I deserve care and compassion and kindness. So if you're gonna talk to me crazy, like I am gonna get you up out of here. But I'm not going to fucking. I'm not gonna act towards you how you act towards me. I'll never be that. Mm-mm. Hell no. Cause like I said, like motherfuckers be being mean and really they're fucking being mean to themselves. They're hurting. They're going through stress. They're going through trauma. And now, they meet somebody and they're trying to put it on you. I'm not about to take it. I do miss the Periscope crew, but low key, bitch, like, if I'm able to play Sims, I'm gonna come back and play Sims with y'all, cause I just miss it. I miss Sims so bad. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I've only eaten chocolate today, but I appreciate y'all for just being who y'all are, just being loving towards me. It matters, honestly. Like how y'all treat each other in the chat matters too, and like I just hope we can like treat each other better.